I'm taking this strawberry full moon as an opportunity to do some trimming and harvesting from my herb garden. And as you can see, it is going just really wonderfully. Um, the first one that I'm going to cut is my oregano. I'm going to just make a few judicious cuts. I'm going to be using this to promote joy, happiness, and maybe some good luck. And there's a bumblebee. Oh, how nice. I don't know that you can see this. There's a bumblebee on my lavender. How sweet. They've been coming and it's been wonderful. But anyway, I got sidetracked. My apologies. But this promotes joy, happiness, luck, and it is associated with Aphrodite. So any kind of love work, friendship work that you want to do, I think I'm just going to put this right up here. Now, when you're cutting, if you want to use your altar tools, or if you want to use something very, very special, I always bring my most special friend kind of along with me. She gifted me this, and so I use it in ritual, and I use this for my herbs. But let's do a little bit more and get these trimmed back a little bit. This one needs a good trim. These are so good for love spells, friendship spells, and I'm going to be doing some for my magic, and then I'll be sharing a bundle that I made to hang for cooking. And there we go. So maybe a little bit more. And a little bit more. You want to come and ask your herbs or your plants, whomever, for permission. I want to say thank you for adding to the nourishment of my body, my soul, and my magic. And everything's just doing just incredible. But oregano is also very, very good for bringing peace and harmony into your home. So if you have, I believe that I did a spell. I will try to link in the comments below a peaceful, harmonious spell work. I believe that I used, no, it wasn't oregano, it was thyme in a protection spell. And I will drop any links that I think will be helpful to y'all below. But I'm going to be trimming my parsley up. I definitely need to be trimming my parsley. Parsley is a very, very good banishment herb. And they're very good at banishing demons. If you feel like you have something dark into your home, they're great for protection. And particularly they protect you against magic that might have been cast against you. And so I'm going to, this one is crying out, please trim me. And so I'm going to get my parsley trimmed up. And anything you might think is a little bit dark, I'm definitely going to trim some of my thyme. And I use this on just one of those little hand-painted pentacles on a little piece of canvas that I have for good fortune, for money works. And there we go. And of course, my sage is doing very, very well. My basil. And I am definitely going to be trimming my lavender up because I'm going to make myself a little sachet and put this under my pillow. I don't want to take, the one thing with your herbs is you don't want to take too much from the plant itself. And there we go. Lavender is, my intention is for this particular lavender is for relaxation, for sleep, and for mental clarity. And I also use my rosemary back here for mental clarity too. And I will be cutting, I'm going to set this aside because that's going to be, you know, just fresh. I'm going to make myself actually a cooking bundle that I'm going to dry. And oh my goodness, these are beautiful. You can also use a little bit of your rosemary and sprinkle it either, you know, in your protection salt or grind it up and mix it in with your protection salt. And just, it is just, and you know, I'm just not tempted not to worry my sage too much. And everything else looks really wonderful. I think I'm going to trim this piece. Everything is just glorious. Obviously, my magical crystal I put in there has done really, really well. And I have found these, and they're hollow. And they look, let me set this down. They look like they're hand painted. But, you know, some of the things that I go on my hikes and I bring back. And everything is looking really well. I haven't had to take any special care of this herb garden because most everything in here does a lot better when it's a little bit drier and not so moist. But full moon blessings to everyone, and I hope everyone had a wonderful time, and stay healthy, happy, and magical. Merry part, and I hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, y'all. You don't have to wait for a full moon to harvest some of your herbs, but it is a good time. I try to look at the moon and take advantage of the energies and the magic that the moon brings. And tonight, I will try very, very hard to come out as late as humanly possible, or I might have to get up early, but the moon will absolutely just bathe this in light. This is just wonderful. My basil's doing not bad. It took a little bit of a hit from being trimmed, but you know what? It really, really needed it. Rub this on my skin. Not sure how the mosquitoes would feel about that, but that might be something to think about, huh? And I'm going to be working with my basil. Basil is so, so good for tummy issues in water, and you put some cucumber in there and it's just delicious. Or I think what I might do is hang this and allow it to dry and bundle it with a couple of other herbs here. But it's just getting to the point where it's starting to flower, and I want to go ahead and get this off of here. Basil is really good for reuniting lovers, money work, communication, and I think I'm going to cut just a little bit more. You don't want to take too much, but and you certainly want to have a good trim on this. So I think everything's looking great, and I wish you could smell this aroma. Delicious. I brought my basil in, and one of the wonderful things about basil, and I can attest to this, but as far as love work and reunification of lovers, is to rub this on your skin. And I'm going to see how this, well, you smell delicious. I'll put it to you that way. But I had someone ask me about on a previous video, where do you put in your intentions? And it's just in work, just like this, where you've used a full moon to cut your herb. You bring it in, and basically is kind of what I'm doing with you now, is talking about it and things that I have every anticipation the Fae, this herb, are going to bring to me. But if you are in any kind of business and you want to attract more customers, definitely this. And I think that's really, kind of really pretty. You've got this just starting to flower, but I'm just going to gather this together. I have a little bit of twine here, and I've got a candle going. But what I'm going to use this for, this full moon, is I'm going to make basil water. And basil water is very good to drink before you do any kind of astral projection. And I'm just going to keep gathering and putting my intention in. I mean, if you're a poet and you know it, then write something and say, ask your goddess to bring you good fortune, love, maybe love lost, that you've lost. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie this up. Just very, very easy. Pretty cool, huh? I have the bestie. She is just an incredibly wonderful, beautiful person. And I'm just going to tie it up. Also, I'm going to use it for this full moon. I'm going to tie this up. I'm going to hang this up. And this is to attract good fortune. And now y'all know what I do on full moons. And so I basically have my bundle, and I've held some back for my astral projection water, I'll call it.